While I was on vacation, all my plants, all my seedlings did good except for the tomatoes. So I've got to restart all my tomato plants. It's still been getting out into like the 30s at night, so this soil that I got from outside is still cold, and tomato seeds like warm soil. So what I've done is I've filled this tray, and I got my heating pad, just a regular cheap heating pad, although it does have a setting. It's got high, medium, low. I put it on medium. And the reason I put this on top is just so that the pad doesn't come in direct contact with the bottom of the tray. And I'm just going to set this on here and let the soil warm up for a while before I put the new seeds in it. Okay, the soil's been heating up all day, so I was just about to check the temperature. Okay, so it's almost 80 degrees. For tomatoes, the best germination temperature for the soil should be between 70 and 80, so that'll be good. If it's above 95 or below 65, the germination is very low. So it's at the right temperature. I'm going to start putting the seeds in the dirt. It's been in the mid-20s for the past couple of weeks, and it's supposed to be for at least the next several nights as well. Between that and not having any money to get some more boards right now so that I can work on the other side of this and get this set up, what I'm going to do is go ahead and get several of my containers and put some soil in them and put them in the greenhouse so that the soil can warm up, because tomorrow is supposed to be a good day for planting some above ground crops. Some of the above ground crops that I want to plant I can do in container gardens, so I'm going to just do it that way for now and work on this as I get a chance to. This is one of the containers that I'm going to be using. These fit really well on my back porch railing. One thing about these is they have tiny little holes right down in here. You can see how small they are. And there's only 4 of them. So to keep these from clogging, I use some of these gravels and just fill these 4 little sections with the gravels before I fill the rest of it with dirt. That keeps the holes from clogging too badly with the soil. It's the 1st of April, and it's time for me to plant some potatoes. Since my garden beds are not all complete, I'm going to be doing the potatoes in a raised bed as well, or a container. To save on wood from having to buy any, I'm going to use this old trash can. We had purchased this trash can for like a couple of dollars just to keep our chicken food in it, but the squirrels had their way. They chewed holes in the lid, so it's no good for us to use it for that purpose anymore. So I'm going to slice this into sections and use this as my grow beds for potatoes. For the first cut, I'm just going to follow this seam. It's all the way around. I think I need a new razor blade. This one's dull. Yay! Definitely need a new razor blade. Now I'm just going to measure for the second cut. Since the bottom wasn't exactly straight, I'm going to take it off of this lip right here. And this is about 2 inches. this is just a temporary fix to a problem of not having enough grow space. So it's not a precision cut. I'm not really worried about that as long as it's somewhat level so that it sits properly on the ground. Cheapo knife. Okay. Now I have 2 grow beds. Okay, now I've set up my bins. Put them on cardboard. Keep the weeds down. My seed potatoes have already started sprouting. Pretty good. So I'm just going to throw them in there the way they are. If you get them right as they're starting to get the little nubs on, you can cut them into sections and then let them sit out for a day or two so that they get the hard shell or crusting on the cut spot. Then you can do that, but you want to give them that time, that healing time, before you plant them so that they don't have as much of a tendency to rot. But since mine are already like this, I'm just going to put the whole things in there. And then I'm going to cover them up. I don't want to cover them up but only a couple of inches, and then as they grow I can add more dirt. I'm into starting to have new growth at the bottom, so I'm going to go through here and just trim off all of the really tall branches, and then I'm going to dry them and keep them for later use. So here you can see all the new growth, the new leaves. Just a quick overview of some of the plants I already have growing. And those, that's blackberries, mint, peppermint, chives, catnip, garlic, marshmallow, pennyroyal, oregano. These are just some flower bulbs. This is carrots. You'd notice it's in a short pot. This is a short length variety of carrot, so I can plant them in these pots. Depending on the type of carrot that you've got, choose your pots accordingly. Some baby chives, some comfrey. I put these in the pot over winter just to be sure that I have some to transplant this spring. Comfrey is not a plant that you want to put in pots. It has very long tap roots that go down into the subsoil to pull up the nutrients from the subsoil. It's a very, very good plant to have, but don't put it in pots because it's not going to be as healthy because it won't have that opportunity to get into the subsoil. I also have some baby plants growing in here. They are kind of scrawnier than usual because of the funky weather we've been having here in Virginia. There have been days in January that it's been like 60s and 70s, and then it snowed this past week and was in the 20s. So my plants, I don't think, know exactly what to do. So they're a little scrawny, but they'll beef up. And here's some more chives and saffron. Can you tell the difference? The really bright green ones on the left are the chives. The ones that look like they're dying on the right are the saffron. It's because the saffron grows during the winter and then goes dormant during the summer. So it's at the end of its life cycle rotation this year, whereas the chives are just at the beginning.